we're down here. Okay. I'll just get my belt. So we'll use the belts later on, so you can just leave them off to the side for now, okay? And we'll start with the breathing. All right, so just settling into a comfortable position. All right. So we'll begin with a few breaths, drawing the awareness to the breath. The sensation of breath moving through the abdomen. You can practice Ujjayi breath, so just a gentle constriction at the back of the throat. So you're hearing that soft noise, that rushing noise at the back of the throat. And taking your time on the exhale. Okay, and then if you'd like to chant along the 3 Oms, you're more than welcome. Otherwise, just continue Ujjayi breath and listen. Okay, so taking 2 more breaths. Again, just tuning into that sensation. And then taking your time, opening your eyes, maybe allowing them to adjust for a minute. And then we'll start to add in some movement. Okay, so sitting right forward, we're gonna focus on the upper body to start tonight. So bringing the hands, or today, so bringing the hands out to the side, and we'll start with 5 sun breaths, just to sync the movement with the breath. So inhaling up and exhaling down at your own pace. All right, so good warm up for the shoulders there. And then we'll move right into your shoulder rolls, but we'll do sort of one at a time today. So really soft, gentle movements into the shoulders. Good. And then drawing them forward and down as well. So rounding forward a little bit. Okay. And you can relax that effort, coming back to the center, and we'll move through the neck. All right, so looking over to the left to start. Nice and soft through the jaw. Taking a breath in, and on the next breath, drawing the chin down towards your chest, slowly moving across to the other side. Lifting the chin up to the opposite shoulder. Big breath here, and then on the next exhale, chin comes back down towards the chest, and we'll rotate over back to the left. All right, so just letting the eyes adjust there for a moment, and then bringing the head back to the center. Good, and then looking up. Slowly draw the chin down. All right, and then we can lift the gaze back to the center. Okay, let's stretch the side of the neck, one ear towards one shoulder. Okay, and then lifting up and doing the other side. Okay, and then lifting the head back up to the center. Okay, we'll do a few arm circles now. Keep the elbows nice and bent, just moving into the rotator cuff, into the shoulder joint there. Maybe doing 4 on each side. Okay, and then swapping over when you're ready. Rotating through the upper part of the body as well, so getting a bit of a twist through the spine there. Okay, and then settling back down. Lovely. Okay, so with hands on the tops of the thighs, we'll move through a couple of spinal mobilizations. So starting in your spinal extension. Good, and then exhale, rounding chin towards your chest. And doing that 2 more rounds. Okay, and then back up to the center. Right, let's do an arm circle all the way up overhead. Okay, the view from my camera is a bit different tonight. I'm not sure, can't see all of me, but anyway, if you take your right hand, left hand to your right wrist, okay, and then lengthen through the right arm and then right sideways. So coming into a lateral bend that way. Rising back up. Swapping over, doing the other side. Okay, and then rising up. Again, exhale, sweep the arms down. Good. Okay, and then moving into the shoulders a little bit there. All right. Maybe scooting forward just a little bit more. Okay. Lengthening the legs out in front of you with toes pointed up. Okay, so we're resting on the heels, nice and tall through the spine. Okay, and then you can either hold onto your chair or keep your hands in front of your heart and just gently start leaning forward. So tiny, tiny forward bend here. So we're getting a little bit more of a workout here with our modified downward dog. If you want to, you can extend the arms up overhead. Okay, sweep the arms back down to the legs, and then you can draw the knees in. Okay, and then we'll step the legs nice and wide. So sending the toes out, heels are moving in, and just checking that your knees are stacked above your ankles. Good. All right, so we're going to set up for goddess pose, bending into the elbows, hands, palms of the hands forward. Good. And we're going to hold this for 5 breaths. Okay, at the bottom of the 5th exhale, you can circle the arms down and then step the legs together. For the next one, we'll stand. Okay, so coming up to stand. I'll just try to adjust that. All right, so we'll do tree pose, and you can use this with the chair, or if you want to try without your, that's an option as well. Okay, but we'll start with the right side. So setting yourself up in mountain pose, feeling the connection between your feet and the floor, taking a breath. Okay, and when you're ready, lifting your right heel, resting it to the inside of the left leg, nice and soft through the knee there. Good. Okay, and this might be your pose, or if you want to work with your balance a bit more, maybe bringing that foot up a little bit. Okay. Good. And then you can hang on to the chair here or bring the hands together in front of the heart. And we'll take a few breaths. So feeling the connection between your left foot and the floor, really rooting down through the three corners of the feet, below the big toe, below the little toe, and at the heel. One more breath. Okay, and then we'll release the leg down and release the arms. Okay, good. Like moving into that, maybe into the feet as well. That's quite strong in the ankles and the feet. Good. And then settling back into mountain pose, we'll do the other side. Okay. So again, finding that foundation, maybe connecting to the three corners of the feet, visualizing them before we move into the bounce. Okay, and then on the next breath, the weight just shifts very slightly into the right leg. Bring the left heel to the inside of the leg. Okay, and then again, you can keep your toes on the ground, or you can lift up your leg, resting the foot to the inside of the calf. Lovely. We'll take 5 breaths here. All right, so on the bottom of the exhale, again, releasing, and then just moving a little bit into that, so just softening everything there. Okay, all right, and then we'll come back into mountain pose. And from here, sit down into a chair. So not into the actual chair, into a chair pose. So letting the hips sink down nice and long through the spine. Okay, so you can either hold your chair, the back of your chair, hands in Anjali Mudra, or we can reach up overhead. Another 5 breaths here. So building some strength and heat in the legs, in the lower body. Working with the core muscles. All right, and exhale, sweep the hands back down. You can rest on the back of the chair, rising up through the legs. Okay, and then we'll take a downward dog. So just walking the feet back, allowing the upper body to relax down. And we'll take a couple of breaths here. All right, let's slowly rise, lifting from the shoulders. And then walking forward. Okay, we'll sit back down. Here. Okay, and we'll sit right, if you sit right forward, we're gonna do one final pose. So we're gonna come back into goddess pose. One final strengthening pose, I should say. Okay, so toes are pointed out, good, we're set up there. Bringing the arms up. This time, we'll stay for 3 breaths. If you want to, you can move through a lateral bend. So lifting one arm up, breathing down, inhale up, and breathing, arm comes down. I'm doing that 2 more rounds. Excellent. All right, and then circle the arms back down. Gather the legs in, and then if you can grab your belt. Okay, so my scarf here. All right. So yeah, we're going to use this to stretch the backs of the legs take the middle of the belt and wrap it around the bottom of the right foot. So settling it just at the ball of the foot, really. So avoiding the arch. Okay, and then when you feel you've got a kind of firm grasp on it, rooting through the other foot, and then you will have to lean back a little bit. We're going to start to extend the leg. Okay, if you need to, you can grab the scarf a little bit further down. That might give you a bit more leverage. Okay, imagine you're pressing the foot, do press the foot into the belt. Just avoid locking the knee joint. And we'll hold this for a couple of breaths. Okay, and then bring your scarf into your hands so that you're holding both sides of the belt with your hands. Okay, and then we're very slowly going to guide that hip open, the leg out to the side. Okay, and then when you get to that point where you're feeling stuck, so we're working a little bit, we're working to the lower abdominals here as well, with the hip flexors. Okay, we're going to gather it back in, nice and soft in the knees. You bring it around here, and then we'll come right into, you can release the belt, and we'll come right into our thread the needle pose. So bringing the right leg on top of the left thigh. So stretching back of the leg, we've done inner thigh, we'll do outer thigh now. So long through the spine, and then if you want to add that forward bend, you can. Good, so just keeping this top foot active, so keeping it flexed. If you imagine or visualize your spine from the base of the skull all the way down to the tailbone, following its natural curves, lengthening through the whole spine as you fold forward. Okay, one more breath. All right, and then slowly sitting back up, we can release the leg. Okay, so if you grab your belt again, we're going to come back up into a standing position. All right, so we're going to stretch the quadriceps. So we're simply just bringing the leg back, but we can use the belt to do that. So if you wrap the belt around the front, the top of your right foot, use the chair for balance. And then it's just finding a comfortable way to then find a slight bend in the knee. And then if you can't come into a deep bend here, you can start to draw the hip back a little bit, and that will lengthen through the quadricep and help you with the stretch there. So taking a couple of breaths. All right, and then we'll release the foot down to the floor. Okay, and then you can find it seat in your chair again. Okay, so just a quick time check here. Right, we might go over just a tiny bit. Is that okay? Okay, cool. Right, so let's do the other side. Setting up, wrapping the belt around the bottom of your foot. And then when you're ready, lifting up. Again, lengthening, minding, keeping that knee soft, but pressing the foot into the belt there. Couple more breaths. Okay, and then when you're ready, you can start to guide that leg out, only moving as far as you feel comfortable through the hip, and the knee, the lower back. Okay, and let's guide it back in on the next breath. Okay, good. From here, we'll release the belt and we'll come into thread the needle. So bringing the left leg up this time. Good, finding that length through the spine and then folding forward. I'm taking about 4 breaths here. All right, and we'll slowly rise. Okay, releasing that leg, and then coming up to stand for the quadricep stretch. Okay, finding that position with the belt, and then when you're ready, whoops, bending the knee. Technical issues. Right, there we are. Okay, good. And then remember bringing that leg back a little bit. So lengthening, if you imagine the front of the body from the ribs all the way down through the front of the hip and into the quadricep. That's one long line there. You can maybe feel a bit of a stretch. All right. Okay, let's release that now. And bring the foot back down to the floor. Into the chair. We're going to do a couple of twists and then we'll settle into relaxation. So moving a little bit through the knees, moving them from side to side. Just nice and soft there. All right. And we'll settle in to a comfortable seated position. Bring the arms out to the side. And we'll come through our simple twist. So twisting to the left first. Hand crosses over. But this time, bring your left hand to the lower back. So resting the back of the left hand in the lower back. Okay, so depending on how you feel through the chest and shoulders, we can work towards a sort of mini bind. Okay, so if you want to, you can slide the left hand around to the right side and reach around to just sort of rest on the top of the thigh. Okay, even if the fingers aren't sort of resting on the top of the thigh, you can rest the back of the hand against the outer hip. Okay, and then we're working the chest open. So it's a deep stretch through the shoulder there. Okay, and then we'll slowly move out of that. Releasing the arms, then if you need to shake it out, you can. Okay, and then we'll do the other side. So setting up first, twisting to the right. Right hand to the lower back. And then if you want to, you can move into that bind with the right hand to the outside of the left hip. All right, and then exhale, releasing the binds, coming forward again, we can move a little bit. Okay, and then relaxing right back, so you can sit right back into your chair for relaxation. All right, so we'll settle into Ujjayi breath for about 5 breaths, and then we can move into the sort of Shavasana in our final finishing relaxation. So if you'd like to close your eyes or draw your eyes away from the screen, start to bring the attention back to the breath. Now bringing your awareness to your feet. Noticing the feet without moving them. And the toes. And the heels and ankles. The lower legs. Knees. Upper legs. The hips and pelvis. The waist and back. The chest and shoulders. The upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, hands, and fingers. The neck, the back of the head, the face, the top of the head, becoming aware of the whole body, noticing the whole body. Becoming aware of the feel of the floor beneath your feet, chair under your legs, behind your back, the space in the room around you. And then moving a bit, maybe wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe taking a couple of deep breaths. Slowly moving out of the meditation, the relaxation. And then when you're ready, opening your eyes, allowing them to adjust. All right. Okay. We'll finish off with the bows, bringing the hands together. All right. Thank you. Okay. Stop the recording.